What's up, party people? It is 2:59 Central Standard Time on Tuesday, December the 1st. First of all, how is it December? Like everything leading up to this point, I'm pretty sure has taken 5 years. But November took like 2 weeks. Very confused. Very confused. Um, yeah, so it's freaking December. Y'all, we've got 30 more days. And then we get to say goodbye to 2020. That's exciting. Truly exciting. Anyway, so what is up? What is up? What is up? First things first, you're probably going to be seeing a lot more of me. You're welcome. Um, but what I would love to know from you guys, because I can come in here every single week, few times a week, whatever it is, and I can rattle off a million different things. But I would so much rather talk about things that you want to hear about, answer questions that you have. I mean, that's what this whole group is for, right? So if you got stuff that's on your mind, things that you want to talk about, you want to get some feedback, you have some questions, really whatever, okay? Throw them up in the comments, shoot me a message, let me know what those things are so that we can talk about them. Yeah? Cool. So what I'm going to talk about today is this beautiful, beautiful notion of, so I study neurolinguistic programming, and within NLP, one of their kind of core beliefs, if you will, is that there is no failure, only feedback. And you can kind of look at, I guess you could look at that and go, oh, that's all rosy, rosy, whatever. But you can take it or leave it, right? If you take it, then what you get to do is you've given yourself permission when something doesn't work out the way you'd hoped or the way it had planned. You give yourself permission to really examine that, take a look at it, and go, okay, the fuck happened here? This was what I wanted. This is so not what happened. So, where was the gap? What was missing? What can I tweak, adjust, pivot, change, shift for the next time around? If you decide to leave it and you're like, whatever, there's totally failure. I mean, cool, I guess. Like, but then what do you get out of it other than a really shitty feeling? Yeah. And I am going to be, I mean, I'm always transparent. That's not really anything new, but look, y'all see these little like random hairs? Like, I'm sorry, it gets distracting when I can see myself. And they're like, um, ADD. Anyway, you are definitely going to hear more and more of me when I'm talking to you. I'm also talking to myself, right? Things that I'm telling you because I need to be telling them to myself and because I know that I need to hear them. And if I do, that means somebody else does. And I'm never going to shy away from talking about, yes, the wins, but let's also talk about the feedback. Okay. So, in most recent history, and there are going to be a ton of people that would tell me to not share this, but I'd tell them to stuff it and whatever. So you guys probably know that last Monday I launched my new mastermind. I definitely had a really clear idea of how that was going to go. It did not go that way, right? I could easily, because it didn't sell out in 3 days, 5 days, I could easily sit here and say that it was a failure. Um, and to some extent, it kind of was. Or I can go, nope, feedback. And you guys, once I really stepped back and took a look at all the steps leading up to it, afterward, and then really sitting down and not just looking at it, but also too, really, and not from anyone and everyone, but being able to have some really open and honest conversations with people that I really respect and admire and that I who I know have my best interest at heart. And go, dang, yeah, no, you're freaking right. Like that has opened up so many possibilities, not just for continuing. right? Because I'm not going to ditch the mastermind. No, I know how valuable that is. I don't have a shadow of a doubt in my mind. I know what kind of transformation it can bring. I know how much it can change your trajectory. But that does mean that there's a lot that I can tweak and position myself so much better, right? To be connecting with the people that are perfect fits for that mastermind. Could it help anybody? No, not really. It could help a lot of people, but I need the right people. And what I was able to acknowledge is just for some different ways and different strategies and different things that I said or content or whatever, I was not speaking directly to those people, right? My scope was a little too wide, and even with that, there were some different things I could have changed up, particularly in my wording and in my content, that would have not only narrowed it, but shifted it where it needed to be. Yeah. Um, because that's something I noticed, like a lot of the people that I talked to that were super interested just really weren't in a place where this was the right fit and the right time for them. Either because they weren't ready or able to invest. And I don't just even mean financially. Maybe that was outside of their financial ability, but also they may not have been able and ready to invest the time and the energy and ready and willing to do the work, right? Because especially when you're first starting, like when you're first starting, you're just trying to pay your bills. This mastermind is definitely not that a newbie can't benefit, but that's really not who it's geared toward. Yeah. It's geared toward those individuals who you already know what you do. You know who you serve. You know your offers, right? You've got all that stuff down. And you're already serving some of those people. But what's missing is that you're not showing up as the biggest, baddest, loudest version of yourself that you can, right? You're not connecting to and converting with as many Holy Grail clients as you could be. You're not as visible as you could be, and you know it. That's who I'm talking to. Yeah. So, again, I could take that and I could take a look at what I thought I would do sales wise, what I actually did, and go failure. Or I could choose to go, ooh, that's not what I was hoping would happen. Okay, cool. Let's take the feedback and prepare for round two. And that is exactly what I'm doing. And so that is something that I would definitely really encourage you to adopt mindset wise. No failure, only feedback. Because that really puts you in a legit growth mindset. And that is so freaking key to being an entrepreneur because we are always, always, always going to be growing and changing and learning and pivoting and tweaking. Like that never stops. And if we can't get into a growth mindset, then we are going to get literally stuck. And if we get stuck, eventually we're going to die. Not like, I mean, as humans, we all die too. But I just mean eventually your business is going to die if it stays stuck. Okay. Um, is it easy? No. The biggest thing is when I talk about this a lot with mindset work. So remember that it's actually kind of easy to trick your mind a little bit. And what I mean by that is if you think about are really, really, whether, I mean, hopefully it's happy, but like are really happy, sometimes they're traumatic experiences, and you replay that in your mind, right? When it's super vivid, it brings up the same emotions that it did when you were actually in the experience. So the same chemicals, right, and the same combinations and components, that's all being generated. So to your brain doesn't actually know if it's really happening or not. To your brain, it's happening because you're experiencing those chemical changes. So we get that's one of the ways we get to rewire, rewire our brains a little bit. And so that's something that I really, really challenge you and would love to see you do is the very second you see something, or heaven forbid yourself as a failure, instantaneously take that back. Tell yourself to hold up a minute, okay? And go, nope, not a failure. Didn't go the way I wanted it to or the way I thought it would. How can I adjust? Yeah. So no failure, only feedback. Super short and sweet today. Because again, what I really want to get into, you guys, is what you want me to talk about, what you want to learn, right? What you want to dig into. I will continue to show up with, I'm going to really be focusing a lot with these lives coming up on how I can get you some really quick wins, things that you can do right now and implement right now. Um, but if there's something specific, I won't know about it and I can't talk about it if you don't tell me. Yeah. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope everyone is safe and feeling well. And we're in December, you guys, which is super, super crazy. So tell me what you want, tell me what you're needing so that I can serve you as best I can. And I hope you have a great rest of the week. And I will chat with you soon. Later.